Yeah. Well, it's the situation Genghis Khan was in,
Well, he was doing it a little differently. He was a little bit more forceful.
Actually, I mean, there's a lot of different perspectives on that. Like what's the book on Genghis Khan? So first of all, there's obviously the Dan Carlin, Wrath of the Khans, and in that series of podcasts, he criticizes the book Jack Weatherford.
Making of the Modern World.
Genghis Khan and the Making of the Modern World. Genghis Khan, the Mongols, and the Making of the Modern World.
Yeah, so that's the there it is. Nice. That is one of the things that Dan Carlin talks about, that when enough time has passed, that they sort of look at these marauders and murderers in a different light and saying, oh, he opened up trade to the east. Sure. Also, killed 10% of the population of Earth, lit people on fire and launched them on catapults onto thatched roofs.
Well, I think actually Dan Carlin makes a really good point. How long do you wait until that you could tell these kinds of stories about Hitler? I think that's the example he uses.
Yes, that's what he uses.
But you want to be historically accurate here, and Genghis Khan, there's a lot of different perspectives, including opening up trade, and including what was the protocol based on which he was doing the murdering. So it was very clear before the invasion. He always said, you can surrender, and then we would not murder anybody. You just have to follow the law. And the law was very, very sort of clear, and it's basically enforcing a law of the land, so free trade, free practice of religion, and you have to pay taxes instead of to your king. You have to pay taxes to the Mongol Empire.
But did they really say we won't kill anyone?
Yes, 100%. That's they followed that, and this is very well documented.
Really?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
everybody could have just laid down and 10% of the world's population wouldn't be dead?
Yes.
Really?
So the nuance there is that sometimes they killed the upper classes.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't they kill the royals by like crushing them to death? They'd have lunch over them.
They were, listen, this is a different time, but they were brutal.
Oh,
Because they want to, they use fear as part of the military tactics, right? So they want people to be terrified, and they want people to talk about how terrifying the Mongol Empire is, so that they forfeit more easily.
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of aspects of it. Not to say that Genghis Khan is a feminist, but there's a lot of progressive aspects. Like, he put a lot of women in positions of power. He gave a lot of rights to women. This is a very strange perspective.
Yeah, but he did a lot of raping.
Nope. There's not his kids. What
do you mean, nope? When he would conquer these places, he would take women, and they would become his new wives. But it wasn't their call, so that's kind of rapey.
That's very rapey, yeah. But there's
if you just fucking take them and make them have your kids.
There's the kind of mass rape that the Soviet soldiers did at the end of World War II when they're marching towards Berlin, which is extremely violent, vicious, and sort of that kind of rape, which is part of the terror of war. And then there's like creating a harem of women, right? Mm-hmm. So it's a different. I think the main point is that, this is something you talk about, that, a large percent of the population, as that one study from like 20 years ago found, are descendants of Genghis Khan.
Huge. Yeah.
I think the way to do that is to